What's up, YouTube? So I've been busy running Chrome around, just kind of checking them out. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to use the Great War of Ruin arc just so we can get that S4 up, and we're going to showcase just how much this actually supports him. I mean, this charges his kit by 30 seconds, and that's just mine. This guy's not woke, obviously. And it gives MP on top of, doing damage. So let's look at his kit now. His S2 is charged up. There's 2.5 of them. The S3 is almost charged to 2. And the S1, he has 5 of those. So absolutely awesome. And then you could just dump with his kit. The S3, very pleasant surprise, the break that they've put on this thing. It is absolutely phenomenal. Yeah, it's just like all the damage the enemy takes is just plus 20%, I believe. Really, really nice. Really helps everybody. One of the best. This guy's got one of the best breaks ever right there. And of course, he has a highly spammable kit. That S2 just goes for days, keeps people pinned. The S1 is kind of like, it's his finishing move, I guess. It's highly spammable, and there's going to be tons of them there to throw. But it does kind of have a wonky range on it. All in all, I think it balances his kit out very well, because if he had a super powerful S1, it would be completely broken. Right, and of course he charges his S4 extremely fast. So the fact that he's got all this going for him on top of being the best farmer in the game and making quick farming more easy. I'm going to make another vid just talking about that, because this guy did change the farm game completely. He's also a very powerful character in general. I honestly thought this guy was just going to be all farm and no bite, but I was kind of mistaken on that. Originally, I wasn't even going to pull for this character. So, very pleasant surprise. Very pleasant surprise. This guy is going to be useful AF. So whether or not he's the most powerful character doesn't matter, because he's probably one of the most useful characters in Last Cloudia right now. Like, if I had to start an all-new account and I just got to pick one unit to take with me, it would honestly have to go to this guy, because he can just do so much. He can fulfill so many roles from Breaker. He's improling. He's got some support stuff where he can get rid of status effects on people. And he does come with some spells. I haven't even explored the casting side of him. Out of the box, his cast speed is very slow, but you can do something about that. But I've just been messing around with his actual abilities, and they are phenomenal. Yeah, there's really not that much else to say about it. He's just great, and I'm very surprised that they made him like that. I mean, to compete with Zox, the other limited rogue, you would have to bring something like this to the table. So we will elaborate more once I've had time to run him some more, but absolutely phenomenal character. Way to go, Last Cloudia. Like, really, really surprised me. Had no idea Chrome was going to come out swinging like this. So definitely something different, and pretty fun to play around with too. I got to give it props. I do like his kit. So this one's only at 40 SC, so nothing special at all, and I can already see the potential in what he can do. And we're really going to have to explore that S3 some more, because it looks like a phenomenal break. It is just more damage from every source. I thought originally it was just going to it was going to be another weaken effect that just, gives you minus 10 or 20% to all of your resistances. But it's a little bit different. It just makes you take like 20% more damage from every source. So it doesn't matter what element it is, even if it's non-elemental, it's going to do more damage to you. So that is just an awesome debuff to stack on top of so many others. Yeah, I gotta give it to him. The two new limited characters for Dr. Stone, Gain and Chrome, these guys are powerhouses. Legitimately. Honestly, I thought Gain was going to just be way more powerful, and this, Chrome character was just going to strictly be a farmer. And like I said, I already had, multiple rogues, and I was plenty happy with that. But this has changed the farming game. We'll talk about that. And I've kind of seen that coming because they kind of nerfed some of the farming levels. They're just not dropping as much. I've done videos on it, so I kind of knew something was coming. Looks like this is it. Everything, I guess they do everything for a reason. So I'm not saying that old farming characters should just be thrown away at all by any means. Obviously, if you have Robins and Dark Robins and whatever, you're still going to be able to farm with them. But this new guy is just a lot better for auto farming and just farming in general. And I just kind of thought that would be his thing. That would be his niche, So I didn't expect for him to actually have this much power and be able to do this much stuff. Very cool. Very cool. Got to give it up to him for that. Very cool. And obviously, Kohaku and the other Dr. Stone characters, they're very powerful too, but these guys are something special. So this was a cool collab. About the only issue I've had is the grind levels have been crashing. Oh, they've been crashing like a mug. Hopefully, hopefully quickly they will patch something, because I've had to reload probably about 12 times today. So like I said, hopefully they do something about that. But everything else is pretty freaking awesome. We did get our arena back too, so it's been nice going in there and being able to collect the energy. If we look at where I'm at right now, 14,000 blue energy, and I don't know, I always have more red than I have blue, so I've been trying to just work on arcs that feed off of the red energy, and blue, it's not looking good. Especially for a few days there, I couldn't get my arena energy from scoring 2 wins. I was really trying to bank on that. Also, as a result, I've had to wait to level up some arcs. One of the big things from this entire collab that everybody should be taking advantage of, where is it? It's so great, I lost it already. Here it is, the SR arc that everybody gets, okay? This has after 3,700 years on it, okay? This spell is phenomenal. It's a powerful earth attack against all enemies. I actually can't wait to teach this to Chrome and Gain, just to see what they can do with it, but it's highly spammable. It is one of the things that this account has been missing, and it comes off of an SR arc, so that was cool. And honestly, I really thought for Chrome, I initially thought his S3 would break Earth resistance, so then he could drop a bunch of this spell, and when I saw that it wasn't Earth, I was like, oh man. But then I really looked into it, and I was like, well, that's going to help that spell anyway. You're still going to just take more damage from this spell, from anything, off of this guy's S3. So I thought about it, and I was like, no, that's much better. So that's pretty cool. But I did finally manage to unlock this thing today. So I will be going through and actually teaching this to both of the new characters, because I honestly just think they should both have it, just to be able to spam this thing. Definitely think it's worth it. And this thing also comes with, Miracle Fluid, which is the science version of Revive. And then we have Civilization from Scratch. This can be useful. So I'm glad to have this ability back. And Stone World. Stone World is actually a big one. A lot of people forget about this thing. Add stone type to user. Defense plus 20% is pretty nice and nullifies piercing effects from enemies. This is like, this is gold for a tank. And you know, I obviously have Lance Evil, and I have like a Roland tank, so this is definitely something this account's been missing. I can't wait to actually, you know, apply Stone World and make some of my tanks just that much tankier. So I definitely think this arc is worth it, and it's great, definitely. And I did pull the other arc. Let's see, I pulled the other arc that has more science on it, the Light of Science arc. So I actually managed to get pretty lucky on this on this run through this collab, I must admit, because if I pulled a Tsukasa, I personally would be like pretty stressed right now trying to get his new arc, because it's just something that you need for him and for other spear users. So I'm actually kind of glad that they didn't give me Tsukasa, that they gave me Kohaku. Because that would just be way too much to deal with right now. I'm pretty much giving up on getting the spear arc. I'm not really doing any pulls on it. You know, you can't win them all. I'm just going to have to let that go. I'm not going to have a top tier spear user on this account as of right now. So I'm glad I managed to at least get this arc though, because this can actually feed the characters that I did pull. Game can take advantage of this, so can Chrome, Pulley System, Black Gunpowder, Generator. But the most important thing, well, that and Glass Records on here for anybody else I want to teach to. The most important thing is the Kingdom of Science flag. This is just a must for a science mage, because this, the higher the magic power, the more powerful physical attacks will be. Science magic damage plus 50%. So that is huge. That applies to all science magic. So this is like a big deal. It's too bad there's only one item like this now, right? Because if you have Senku, or if you have Gain, or if you have anybody that's trying to mess around with science magic, this is probably the staff you're going to want them to be equipped with. And yet, there's only one of them. So, you know, that kind of plays into how lucky I got too, because I didn't get Senku either. I almost feel like if I did, I couldn't even work on him right now. He would just be, I hate to say in the way, but he kind of would be, right? They would have to, you know, share this Kingdom of Science flag. Once I manage to get this thing, I will be working on getting that soon, because I definitely think these new characters, you know, are definitely worthy of investing into for sure. But there's not that much space for Senku here on my account, especially with Saintly Theria. So that's where it stands. I did get lucky. I managed to get both of the new characters like I wanted to, and they throw in a Kohaku, which is awesome. I love Kohaku. I miss her absolutely, having a blast seeing her fly across the screen. And the new characters have just been awesome to have and review. My arc luck has just been zilch, which it is what it is. It's just too bad that these are like some actual limited arcs. I wish we would get a rate up on them. Yeah, it just hurts. It hurts a lot of players to see something like that come by. If they're going to be limited, you know, at least increase the rate on them, or take some of the old arcs out, because we're not going to be able to get that arc for, you know, probably another year or something like that, if it even comes back. Especially some of these arcs that have clutch ass abilities on them, and these things do. Right, like the spear arc for Senku has amazing spear abilities on it. I mean, you're getting like an extra 50% out of, you know, what that has on it for a spear user. So that is pretty clutch, you know. So I just wish they would do something about that. Just take some of the older stuff out of some of these pools. Put an actual rate up on it. People will go for this stuff if they think they actually have a chance of getting it. But with some of these LR arcs and UR arcs, it's pretty much, hey, try to pull the hero. If you get something amazing along the way out of dumb luck, congrats. But don't stress for it, because I've literally talked to people that have went in like $1,000, could not get one of the arcs, the LR or UR, to drop. I mean, they're all just about as damn rare, and we're not really seeing that much rate up on them. And they're actually cutting it out of, I mean, a few of the banners that we've had in the past already. I've seen other YouTubers complain where, you know, in the free-to-play-ish banner, you're not getting a rate up like you were in the other one or something like that. I don't remember if it was tickets, but I could totally see them doing something like that. And I try not to even look at the pull rates anymore because it hurts me. What they do need to put up, they need to put up a dupe rate, because that's, I think, the huge issue that we're having here is it's not hard to get a red orb. You can get a red orb to drop. Unfortunately, only 1 out of 20 red orbs is going to be on banner, or something silly like that. So that is the big issue that we're having. And in a lot of other games, it's much easier. Like, I gotta say, in Landgrisser, it's easier to pull a character. And they're at a 2% rate. Everybody think about that. Think about that. Landgrisser is at a 2% rate, and after 100 pulls, you get a free SSR to come down. And that free one might not be on banner, but Landgrisser actually has a high on banner chance. So out of your 2%, say you do 50 pulls, maybe you get an SSR to come down. I think like 3/4 of the time it's going to be an on banner. So you're going to be getting something that is on the banner that you're pulling for, right? Not 1 out of 20 reds, but we'll jack the reds up to a 5% instead of a 3%. It's still, I just would prefer it the other way, really. I honestly would. It's so much easier and more stable to keep up on Landgrisser than it is on Last Cloudia. That's just the facts of the matter. So I hope they do something to like kind of reevaluate that, because it is getting pretty damn hard, especially when you're talking about arcs. The arcs have just been brutal, and those are the things that, you know, hold the most power and the most, you know, I get what they're doing. I get it. Like, they want people to pay, but I mean, haven't you guys done enough? You can't tell me people aren't paying Last Cloudia. They definitely are. So I also keep hearing about some sort of monthly thing that they're supposed to do something about something. I don't think they would ever get around to that. Big surprise. It would be super nice to see them do some sort of monthly thing. I'll be happy to hear any news about that. So if anybody knows anything about that, let's talk about that. I'm totally down. Leave me a comment. But other than that, everybody have an awesome day and enjoy the grind. Peace.